Hey team. So here we're using the distributive property again, and this time something new that you might observe here. We've kind of been exploring this idea of letters or variables. We've been exploring this idea of integers having both positive and negative numbers, whole numbers. And you also may notice that right here, like on this problem, here, you might notice that there is something kind of interesting happening. So, this right here is a great example of opposites. Okay, so a negative sign can really be a statement, a mathematical statement, just saying, "Hey, do the opposite of that thing." So this right here, you can imagine that essentially there is a -1, and you're multiplying that by everything inside of the parentheses here. Oftentimes, mathematicians don't write the one just because it's implied. As you practice more, you know that the one's there and it just takes time to write it. So that's why oftentimes you'll see that it's not written. But it's important to know that that is what's happening because essentially what you're doing here is you're saying you're going to take -1 and you're going to distribute it to everything inside of your parentheses, right? So you're going to take -1 and you're going to multiply that by -5. Well, just like in the last video, right? Even though we're not getting into the reasoning why yet, we will get into that as we explore more integers later. But when you have two negatives and you multiply them together, you get a positive. So right here, we're going to take -1, we're going to multiply it by -5, and we're going to end up getting 5. 5 times 1 is 5. -1 times -5 is also +5. As we multiply our -1, sorry, I'm writing over the words, times our -3v, that looks like an X, which is why dots become part of math as you start including variables. We're taking -1 times -3, right? Again, two negatives multiplied together become a positive. So we have 3 times 1 is 3, -1 times -3 is also 3, and we have three V's. Not just three, but we have three V's, okay? So then what we want to make sure we do is that we combine those two things together and we have 5 plus our 3v.